Welcome to another episode of Toya Talks Wrestling. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Smackdown May 2nd, 2025. This was, well, there's not much really to say. I'm not going to go into great details because one, I'm tired, and two, this was an okay show. Let's start with some ladies. First, we had Chelsea Green and her entourage going talking to Nick Aldis when Nick Aldis was talking to, I think, Michin and B-Fab, and talking about how she wanted a recount for the title, right? Which basically she wanted a rematch, but I think she's the president or something. I don't know. Anyways, she goes over and she's just talking to him, talking to Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis was like, you know, I'm busy right now. I'm about to tell you what, you're gonna have your rematch later, but right now, Piper has a match with Zelina Vega. If she wins, she'll be the number one contender for the title. So they had their match between Piper and Vega, and they ended up winning when Chelsea Green got on the apron and trying to distract the ref, but then Zelina Vega got in Chelsea Green's face, but then Piper Nielsen goes trying to run an attack, but Zelina Vega moved out the way. She attacked Chelsea Green instead, and Zelina wins with a roll-up pin on Piper Nielsen. Don't know how long this group is gonna last or whatever, but we'll see. So I don't know. I'm guessing like maybe Alba Fire will be next for a title shot. We shall see. So we have more ladies stuff. We had pretty much an incident between Jade, Naomi, Nia, and Tiffany, where each woman, they were all in the ring and they were all talking and everything else like that. Nick Aldis made a match for later on in the night, which was like the main event. A tag team match would be Nia and Naomi versus Tiffany and what's her name? Jade Cargill. God, I'm so tired. Anyways, in the back, Nia basically told Naomi to stay out of her way, and you know, Tiffany and Jade had a little bit of problems backstage as well. The match, I don't know how long the match went on for. It went on for, you know what, WWE Smackdown really needs to go back to 2 hours. My goodness. Anyways, it went on for like a while and everything else. Tiffany and Jade ended up winning. So during the show, though, they had made a match. There's gonna be a number one contenders match between Nia Jax and Jade Cargill, and whoever wins will go against Tiffany Stratton. My guess is that neither one will win, or just be disqualification, or something's gonna happen, and we're gonna have like a triple threat match or something, or maybe even a fatal four-way if Naomi gets involved, which I think it probably be better for Naomi versus Tiffany, but that's just my opinion. Whatever. Anyways, let's move on. We had Rey Fénix versus Santos Escobar. Rey Fénix is a high-flying Meteora, I believe that's called. Yeah, so that's how he wins. So congratulations to him. Randy Orton had like a great promo on John Cena. I will put the link on the bottom. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because it was a lot, but it was a great promo. Like I said, I don't know how much these two are going to be able to do, because I mean, if you didn't see one of my shorts, I talked about how like Cody Rhodes, who's probably like best with everybody, couldn't even make John Cena look good. And I'm not giving no shit to Randy Orton or anything like that, but it's like, this would be like watching your like dad and your uncle fight or something while they get like really drunk or whatever. I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I don't know how good it's gonna be, but we'll see. So we had LA Knight. I think he started the show, if I can remember. LA Knight was talking about how he was going to be number one contender, and he had to go. He wanted a rematch for his title, and instead he had to go to a match with Drew McIntyre. And he almost won, but he had a match later on with the person who caused him that win, which was Damian Priest. Damian Priest comes out and he's like, basically, LA Knight tells Damian Priest, like, I don't have a problem with you. I know you did what you did for a reason, but you did it at the wrong time. And Damian Priest was like, look, I don't have a problem with you either, but Drew McIntyre kept running his mouth and running his mouth. Look, I was fine of just letting it go, take my loss, moving on, but he couldn't. He had to talk mess and keep talking and keep talking, keeping my name in his mouth, and then he wants to talk about my family. He went too far. I had to take care of business. This had nothing against you. He goes, man, that's cool and everything else like that, but instead of me fighting for the title right now, I'm in a match with you because of you, basically. And Damian Priest is like, well, maybe if your fucking head wasn't stuck up your ass, you would have never lost that title in the first place. And then LA Knight was like, well, if you would have won, you probably would be in this situation. Like, don't make your failures to my failures. I didn't, and stuff like that. Basically going back and forth, right? And this was supposed to be the main event, I'm guessing, which I wish it was, but Priest ends up saying, look, you're here, I'm here, why don't we just get a ref and just get this over with? Like, let's just go right now. So he's like, yeah, to LA Knight. LA Knight's like, yeah, and the audience was like, yeah, and I'm like, great. Anyways, so they had this great match. Everything was fine and dandy, and then all of a sudden Solo comes out and I think he likes Damian Priest, I believe. And then he goes to attack Damian Priest, and then Jacob Fatu comes out and he attacks LA Knight, and they're always attacking each other and everything else like that, where it's like Jacob Fatu and Solo ends up being strong and putting the hands up and everything else like that. So then later on, you had Nick Otis talking to Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, and basically told Jacob Fatu, look, congratulations. Jacob's like, I think Solo's like, no, we don't take no mess or anything like that. And he's like, okay, duly noted. But that case, you're going to defend that title at Backlash. So I'm like, cool, great. Who's he defending against? You're going to defend it against Damian Priest and LA Knight, right? And so Dakota's like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, but Drew McIntyre was the one who won the title. Run the shot for the title, right? He's the number one contender, right? What about him, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why are you so worried about, like, Drew McIntyre? Like, are y'all working together? Like, this just seems odd. It seems fishy. Like, something ain't right in Denmark. Like, something just not right here. I don't know what's going on. I know this might be a little bit of jealousy from Solo Sikoa of Jacob winning a title and everything else, because Solo hasn't won a title yet. He's been there way longer than Jacob has, so I don't know. But anyway, Nick Otis was like, you know what? You have a point. You're absolutely right. Drew McIntyre is the number one contender for the title. So we'll just make it a fatal 4-way instead. So on Backlash, we'll have a fatal 4-way for the US title, which I'm actually excited about, because look at who's in this 4-way. It's gonna be awesome. And Solo's like, well, you're just stacking against the deck against Jacob Fatu. You're just making it harder. You're setting him up. And Nick Otis is like, no, Solo, you're setting him up, right? And right, this is like before that. Jacob Fatu was like, look, I don't care a damn who you put against me. Give me all three of them guys, whatever. I'm gonna dog walk their ass. Yada, I mean, that's what he said. And then that's when Solo said, you're stuck in the gut, and he's like, no, that's you. Aleister Black had his match with The Miz. It was a good match and everything else like that. Obviously, he won. And then there was a stare down between Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes at the end. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would like to see a little bit of a feud between Hayes and Black. Do you think that If they have Black versus Hayes, it would be a black on black crime. Maybe? No? Okay, well. Anyways, I think that is all. I'm not really sure. Yeah, not really much happened, so. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm sorry my videos are pretty blah, but I'm tired and I'm going through a lot of crap today. So, anyways, I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.